So my second question is about how can parents effectively use Kamigo or like ChatGPT's Tutor Me, also the app from Khan Academy, or other generative AI tools to support their children's learning. And especially probably like me or other parents want to learn from your personal example. How do you personally support your own children? And are there differences in approaches on the approaches or potential risk depending on different stages, like 0 to 6 years old, or elementary school stage, or middle school stage? Yeah, we want to hear from your experience.
Yeah, there's also differences just based on the personality of the kid. I see that in my house. I have three kids, one 16, one 13, and one 10. And sometimes what I was able to do for the 16-year-old when he was 10 is different than what I'm doing for this 10-year-old. But I think there's a whole bunch of layers to that. First of all, obviously everyone is talking about artificial intelligence all the time. I'm obviously doing it a lot, wrote a book about it. We're doing Khanmigo. But with all of that said, it's actually not about the artificial intelligence. For us
Mm,
at Khan Academy, and I'm sure for y'all as well, people know us for our videos, but the real learning happens when students do practice on our platform and then get that feedback.
yes.
And it's not practice on anything. It has to be practice on stuff that's a little bit challenging, but not too challenging. You could call it your learning edge or your zone of proximal development. And in anything, whether you're learning a sport, you're learning a musical instrument, that's how you learn. You do practice on stuff that's a little bit difficult, you get immediate feedback, and you keep practicing and you keep getting better and better. And so even before artificial intelligence, there's been many efficacy studies on Khan Academy where if kids put in even an hour a week, they're growing more. Even though we're known for the videos, that's not because of the videos. The videos are supporting that. If kids get stuck, they can watch a video, they can get a refresher. It's because of that practice. And so now in this AI world, I don't think the AI by itself is what's going to accelerate student outcomes. AIs are just another support as students are doing that practice on Khan Academy. If they're stuck, they still have a question after watching the video, the AI can be there. So my advice for parents, for parents of very young kids like your own, sit down next to them with them on your lap, do 30 minutes a day of Khan Academy Kids. It'll become a thing that you can bond over. Or yes, if you just need some quiet time at a restaurant, we've all been there where you need to give the device to the child. This is maybe 20 minutes where you don't have to feel too guilty about giving this device to your child. But in moderation. I think as kids get older, my advice would be the same. If you can, and I try to do this with my kids, we do this at our school as well. If kids are able to do Khan Academy at an appropriate level, do the practice with the feedback, even if they're doing 20 minutes a day for say 5 days a week, they're going to see pretty dramatic outcomes over the course. We're seeing some cases of kids doing 2, 3 grade levels a year and really learning it. In terms of kids' personalities, my oldest, he was into it and he was very compliant. If I told him, he
Mm-hmm.
would do it.
Mm-hmm.
And now that he's 16, he's moved ahead in math, etc. He finds the AI, and I don't even have to tell him. He's doing more advanced level math, and he's able to use the AI if he has really deep questions about physics or differential equations or things like that. And so that's great. He's able to answer those questions. That's how I use it too, personally. Um, for my younger kids, 13 and 10, they're not quite as motivated, so I have to be on top of them a little bit more. My 10-year-old, if we're not careful, will say, he's like, "Can I use the computer?" We're like, "Only if you do Khan Academy or Duolingo." He's like, "Yes, I'm going to do that." We're not careful. We go back in 40 minutes. We see he's on YouTube and he's watching someone, opening a present or something. And we're like, "Hey, what's going?" So we have to be on top of him a bit. We have to create incentives for him. People might have different opinions, but we have had to bribe him sometimes. Every 5% you do on Khan Academy will get you a Pokemon pack. Like we've done that. He's not into
Got it.
Pokemon as much anymore. But doing that regular practice, the same thing. We have to do the same thing with piano practice. My oldest one, he would do that 20, 30, 40. He'll do an hour a day, easily, 2 hours a day. My youngest, barely, we have to force him to do it. But anything in life, it's all about regular, deliberate practice. Even if you're able to put in 10, 15, 20 minutes a day, over time, it really starts to pay a lot of dividends.
Got it. So yeah, every child is different, and what's the most important from your example is to bring them to practice with feedback.
Build
Yeah,
that
and
habit. Build that habit.
yeah, that habit. Yeah. Actually, I have one data to share with you that in Genie Academy, actually, for the learning time, 60% is on interactive exercise and 40% is on video. So just like you said, it's more important to do the practice with feedback. And our efficacy report also show that using interactive exercise is more important, but the combination of interactive exercise and video are like even better. Yeah. So yeah, agree on your sharing. And so actually in your book, so this is the English original one, I bought it from the US, and the translated one, you discuss the future of AI tutors. We know it's not just about AI, but generative AI truly brings us the opportunity